Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Silver Dollar Raceway in Chico, California for round number 8 of Season 1 of 8-Scale Nitro Buggy Racing here on VRC. Getting set to go with our A-Main lineup right now. These drivers, your top 10 after qualifying, lined up, getting set to go. Tone sounds, we are off and underway. And rough start there for our leaders. That was Marcin Malinski right off the start, coming up short in the rhythm section. On his lid he goes. Marcin Malinski goes all the way from the front to the back on lap number 1. He's got his work cut out for him now, running the 2013 IFMAR 10th scale World Championship layout here at Silver Dollar Raceway. Running the 8-scale cars right now, working their way back through. As you see, Marcin Malinski with a rough start in this one. We'll see how it shakes down. Out front right now going to be Javan Candy from the UK. Out front leading the way. Javan in that orange buggy, yellow wheels, black wing. Trying to stretch out his lead just a little bit right now. Into the rhythm section he goes. Onto that left-hand side of the track. Candy out front. Leading the way right now. Matthew Stacy in that number 2 spot. 1.2 seconds back from your leader. In that big back section right here. Look at this huge uphill 180. There you see Javan Candy carving that inside line. Down the back stretch he goes triple. Goes for the quad. What a line right there for Javan Candy. Candy coming back around to the front side right now. Javan Candy, no stranger to the front of the pack here in VRC. Matthew Stacy in the number 2 spot. Marcin Malinski has worked his way all the way up to 3rd now. Molinsky was dead last off the start, and there he is right there. Molinsky now chasing down your second place driver. Dives to the inside. Molinsky up into the number 2 spot now. Marcin Malinski is on fire here in this one. He was your top qualifier. And another mistake in the exact same rhythm section right here. Does the exact same thing. Watch this. Boom. End over end he goes on his lid once again. He had made up all that time, was all the way up to the number 2 spot, drops back to the 4 spot now. And as you can see, he's got some catching up to do once again. He's chasing down Frederick Bowden. Bowden in that number 3 spot now. Frederick Bowden and Matthew Stacy battling for the number 2 and 3 spot. And Bowden up into the number 2 spot now. Bowden in the red and white. Matthew Stacy there dropping back to the 3rd place spot. In the and I believe that was Molinsky in the background. Molinsky tumbling once again in that rhythm section on the right-hand side. Definitely a tricky section, and Molinsky struggling with it here in this one. Once again, Matthew Stacy and Bowden battling second and 3rd. Bowden back up to the number 2 spot now. Stacy chasing him down. Stacy in the blue, black, and purple buggy. White wheels, white wing down the backstretch they go right now. These two drivers working their way on the right-hand side. Airing it out right there. Quadding into the corner. There you see even Stacy get a little bit loose as he lands on that one. Stacy chasing down Frederick Bowden. Onto the front side. And Bowden with a mistake there. A lucky save for Frederick Bowden. Matthew Stacy now up into the number 2 spot. Robert Hillman in the number 4 spot. Marcin Malinski back up to the number 5 spot. Lonely out front right now, Javan Candy. Candy down the backstretch, driving the Kyosho car, airing it out right there. Whoa! Big whip right there for Javan Candy. Stretching it out, trying to make it over the quad section right there. Still a lot of racing left to go for these drivers. Down the front stretch he goes. Javan Candy, your leader here in this one. A 4.3 second lead. A near flawless run for the UK driver right now. As he's working away. Coming through the switchback sections. Up and over the double triple section. This race brought to you in part by rcnews.net. Your daily source for RC news, nonsense, and more. Marcin Malinski right there. Your 5th place driver now working his way back. Molinsky out of Poland. Molinsky, a non-stop winner here this season of 8-scale Nitro Buggy Racing, and he's looking to keep that win streak alive right now as he works his way up, passing Matthew Stacy. That's going to put Molinsky up into the number 2 spot now. Up and over the step-up triple in the corner now. Molinsky up and around the big uphill section. There you see the good battle behind him right now. Going to be between Stacy and Bowden. Molinsky trying to dial in that rhythm section that's bit him so many times already in this one. Back around to the front side, up and over the double tabletop he goes. As you can see, Molinsky, there you see Javan Candy working his way into the infield. Marcin Malinski, consistent 29-second lap times here in this one. His fast lap right now, a 29.1. Molinsky nearly a second faster a lap than many of these drivers on the track right now. And as you can see, Matthew Stacy in the number 4 spot now, chasing down Frederick Bowden, looking for the top 3 finish here in this one. Still a lot of racing left to go for these drivers. Up and over. Oh, and Bowden, another mistake. The same exact section. Oh, and Bowden has to be turn marshaled there. Bowden having a little bit of trouble there in that tricky section. Got the little bit of a chicane there. Matthew Stacy up and over the step up he goes into the Futaba triple. Around the 180, back down the backstretch now. Oh, Stacy. What a save right there. Into the big air rhythm section they go. And as you can see, Frederick Bowden wide open. Chasing down your number 3 driver right now. Marcin Malinski in the number 2 spot. Javan Candy out front. Javan Candy's lead right now, 3.3 seconds on Marcin Malinski. That last time by Javan Candy, a 29.7. We'll see what Marcin Malinski's got as he works his way around. Molinsky, a 29.1. 0.6 of a second right there. He is now only 2.7 seconds out of the lead right now, Javan Candy. He's got company coming up fast behind him. Can Molinsky clinch yet another 8-scale buggy win here in Season 1? Or will he finally be defeated here at Silver Dollar? Marcin Malinski right now trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. He had a rough start in this one, and he's looking to finish out strong. Comes up a little short in the rhythm section. Better than crashing, though. As you can see, chasing down Javan Candy. Javan working his way onto the left-hand side of the track now through the big sweeping switchbacks. Coming back into the infield. 6:15 down here, and this one's still a lot of racing left to go. The Kyosho, Javan Candy looking smooth out front. Only 2.5 seconds back, though, going to be Marcin Malinski. Javan Candy, a 29.1 on that last lap, so he's stepped up the pace now. Molinsky had a 29 flat. As you can see, Molinsky looks like he's got that rhythm section pretty well figured out here in this one. 6:40 down. Molinsky chasing down your leader right now. Matthew Stacy still in the number 3 spot. Robert Hillman in the 4 spot. Frederick Bowden in that number 5 spot. The Polish driver closing that gap up on Javan Candy. Candy still out front. Wow, fast corner right there from Marcin Malinski. Molinsky working his way through the rhythm section. Here comes Javan Candy now, the Kyosho driver. Through the switchbacks he goes, coming back around to the front side, up and over that little double. Marcin Malinski is now only 1.7 seconds back from your leader, Javan Candy. Javan Candy whipping it right there. Through the switchbacks in the infield he goes, back into the Futaba section. Coming back around, Marcin Malinski is closing the gap fast. The Polish driver on fire here in this one. Trying to make up for that rough start. 7:30 down. We're going to start seeing some pit stops. And just I say that, Javan Candy in for fuel. Marcin Malinski goes by. Molinsky now up into the top spot, but he's still got a pit stop to make. Javan Candy in and out of the pits. Good pit stop there for Candy on this one. 16 laps into this race. Working his way back into the infield now. Marcin Malinski, your leader now. Molinsky down the backstretch he goes. We'll see if he makes the pit stop here on this one through the rhythm section, working his way into some lap traffic up and over the double triple section. Coming around now, and Molinsky now in for fuel. We'll see how close they are as Javan Candy works his way around. Here comes Javan Candy. Candy around to the front side, up and over the double there. And Javan Candy back into the lead now. Marcin Malinski drops to second. Javan Candy, your leader once again now. Frederick Bowden still in the number 3 spot. Matthew Stacy and Jorn Ingman. Your top 5 right now. Javan Candy back to the front here in this one. Marcin Malinski chasing him down once again. Javan Candy, a near flawless run here in this one. Molinsky up and over that little double triple section there. As they come around cross the line, 1.6 seconds separate your top 2 drivers. Oh, and Marcin Malinski, a huge mistake on the front straightaway. Tries to cut to the inside of that tabletop. End over end he goes. That's going to cost him some valuable time right there. Marcin Malinski. Oh, Javan Candy with a mistake now. Candy goes sideways. Marcin Malinski goes into the lead. Molinsky down the backstretch. Now your leader, Marcin Malinski. Out front once again. Javan Candy going to be right there behind him. Up and over the double triple section they go. 9 minutes down here in this one. Round to the front side. Up and over the front tabletop they go. Marcin Malinski, Javan Candy. Javan Candy not letting Marcin Malinski out of his sight right now. Up and over that angled tabletop into the switchbacks now. As they head into the Futaba step up, tripling back into the back corner. Javan Candy hanging right there with your leader, Marcin Malinski. Molinsky feeling the pressure right now. Through the rhythm section they go. Top 2 drivers out front. Frederick Bowden in that number 3 spot. Matthew Stacy in the 4. Coming back around onto the front side now. Molinsky got out in front of Javan Candy. Javan Candy not letting him get away here in this one. As they're working their way back into the infield section right now. Through the switchbacks, up and over the step up. Tripling into the corner now. Up and around the big corner they go down the backstretch. Stacy now moving up to the number 3 spot. Hillman in the 4 spot. Bowden drops to the 5 spot. Ah, little mistake there by Molinsky. Javan Candy looking for that inside line. Not able to make a pass. Back around to the... Oh! Marcin Malinski! Huge mistake on the front straightaway. Once again clips that inside pipe on the tabletop. Goes in over in. Lands back on his wheels. But Javan Candy now your leader. Marcin Malinski drops back to second now. Javan Candy once again into the lead here in this one. 10:30 down here in this race. Molinsky onto the right-hand side through the rhythm section. Javan Candy's got lap traffic to deal with right now as they work their way back around, coming around. 1.5 seconds separate your top 2 now. Javan Candy coming around on that last lap. Out front leading the way. Oh, another mistake by Marcin Malinski. Rail grind right there. Lands on the chassis, on the pipe. Slides all the way down. More time lost to your leader now, Javan Candy. Javan Candy turning up the heat in this one. Marcin Malinski making some mistakes. Could this be Javan Candy's race to lose in this one? Javan working his way around right now through the switchbacks once again onto the left-hand side. Trying to dive in and out of traffic. Marcin Malinski now going to be 4.7 seconds back from Javan Candy. Robert Hillman trying to chase down Matthew Stacy. Stacy in the 3 spot. Hillman in the 4. Bowden in the 5. Oh, your leader with a mistake now. Up and over the rhythm section. Watch this right here. Comes up just a little short. Boom. Clips the inside pipe. Tumbles right there. Javan Candy with a big mistake. So now Marcin Malinski back to the front now. Marcin Malinski, your leader. Javan Candy right there behind him. On to the left-hand side of the track they go. Javan back up to the lead now. Marcin Malinski. Javan makes a mistake. Marcin Malinski back up to the lead now. Up into the step-up triple section they go. Up and around the big bowl turn. Down the backstretch. Molinsky a couple car length lead on Candy now. 12 minutes down here in this one. 8 minutes left to go for these drivers. Molinsky coming around the front-hand side. Out front looking smooth here in this one. Now about a 1 second lead on Javan Candy. Marcin Malinski back to where he feels he belongs. Out front. Down the backside they go. Now Javan Candy. There you can see Javan 9/10 of a second back from your leader on that last lap. And oh, just I say that, Marcin Malinski must have made a little mistake there as those two drivers closed up the gap once again. Here's going to be the battle between Robert Hillman, the number 4 driver, chasing down your 3rd place driver, Frederick Bowden. No, Bowden, I take that back. Jumping up into the 4th place spot. Hillman dropping back to 5th now. So Bowden the one on the move here. Hillman out of Sweden. Chasing down Bowden, a fellow Swedish driver. Matthew Stacy in that number 3 spot out of Canada. Right now, Marcin Malinski, your leader. Javan Candy, the number 2 spot. Getting set for yet another round of pit stops here in this one. Pit stops could change things up as well. Whoa! Robert Hillman. Big whip into a 180, 360 landing. Hillman out there looking smooth here in this one in the number 5 spot right now. Trying to chase back down Frederick Bowden and take that 4th place spot back away from him. Coming up on the 14-minute mark now. There's your leader, Marcin Malinski, reigning out of Poland. As he's working his way around right now, he's got a 1.325 second lead on Javan Candy. Back into the back left corner they go, up and over the step up, tripling into the corner. Marcin Malinski down the back stretch he goes. Molinsky right now, without a doubt, he's got the speed to once again capture another win here in Season 1. The consistency, that's going to be where it all falls, though. Does he have the consistency to stay out front? Javan Candy putting down a fast pace to number 2 spot. Matthew Stacy in the 3 spot. As you can see, your leaders right there working their way around there. An overhead view showing all the different lines these drivers are taking here at the Silver Dollar Raceway. Javan Candy in that number 2 spot, working his way through some lap traffic. Marcin Malinski working his way around right now, 14:40 down. These drivers going to be making another pit stop here shortly. Back and forth they go right now. 1.7 seconds separate first and second. These two drivers putting on one of the most exciting races so far this season here in 8-scale buggy racing. Around that back bowl turn, down the backstretch they go. On that left-hand side, Javan Candy trying to close the gap up. And he does. 0.6 of a second now is all that separates 1 and 2. Javan Candy coming in for fuel now. Javan in and on the wall. Pit fine. He's out. Marcin Malinski now out front leading this one. He's got to make a pit stop as well. 15:30 down here in this one. Up and over the double. Step up he goes. Down the backstretch. We'll see if Molinsky pits on this lap. Oh, Molinsky! A huge mistake. Jumps outside the track barriers right there. Comes back on the track. Loses a minimal amount of time. However, it's still going to cost him. He goes on by. He does not make a pit stop on that one. 15:45 down. Javan Candy going to be 6 seconds back. However, Molinsky has not made a pit stop yet. He is pushing it right now. Through the switchbacks he goes. Into the Futaba step up. Tripling into the back corner. Down the back stretch. There's Javan Candy. 16 minutes down now. 4 minutes left to go in this race. Javan Candy coming around to the front side. Molinsky will see if he makes a pit stop here on this lap. This race winding down now. Marcin Malinski looking for yet another win. Javan Candy in the number 2 spot. Matthew Stacy in the 3 spot. There's Molinsky right there. Does not look like Molinsky has made a pit stop yet. Up and over the step up he goes, working his way around. 16:30 down here in this one. Into the rhythm section once again. Marcin Malinski going to be out front leading the way. He's got a comfortable lead right now. However, he's going to have to make a pit stop. And there it is. Molinsky now in for fuel. He's in. Oh, no! Molinsky, a huge mistake in the pit lane. He is on his lid now. In and out. Unbelievable. Marcin Malinski, a mistake coming into pit lane. Rolls it over. That was the consistency we were talking about. Javan Candy now out front once again with 3 minutes left to go. Working his way onto the backside now. Javan Candy into the rhythm section right now, leading this one. He jumped out front early on in this one as Marcin Malinski made that early mistake right off the start in the rhythm section. Malinski had some consistency troubles here in this one. He's definitely got the speed, but mistake after mistake, he's fallen back in the field, having to work his way back up to the front. He's now 3.4 seconds back from Javan Candy. 2.5 minutes left on that master clock. Marcin Malinski, he's going to have to make a miracle happen right now. Javan Candy looking so smooth out front. There he goes through the rhythm section. Nice tight line there through the corner. 17:40 down. Working his way around to the front side right now. Javan Candy up and over the double table. Oh, bumping that pipe just a little bit right there. Javan Candy now 3.742 seconds ahead of Molinsky. Matthew Stacy in the number 3 spot. Frederick Bowden in the 4 spot. Robert Hillman in the 5 spot. 2 minutes left to go on the master clock. Right now, Javan Candy, he's starting to feel the pressure just a little bit. Marcin Malinski working his way through lap traffic down the backstretch onto the right-hand side. There's Frederick Bowden and Matt Stacy battling out now. 3rd and 4th. Bowden up into the number 3 spot now. Matthew Stacy dropping back to 4th. Stacy back to the inside. Down the backstretch they go. Bowden back into the number 3 spot now. Up into the rhythm section now. Matthew Stacy looking at the inside line. Now up and over the triple now. Coming back around to the front side. 1.5 minutes left to go. An exciting race here in this one from Silver Dollar Raceway. 1:30 to go. Frederick Bowden up into that number 3 spot. The red and white car. Matthew Stacy in the 4 spot. Robert Hillman in the 5 spot. Back to the front now. Javan Candy still out front. Only 2.6 seconds separate them now, though. Marcin Malinski gained almost a whole full second on that last lap. 19 minutes down. 1 minute to go in this one. Bowden coming in for fuel now. Bowden has worked his way up into the number 3 spot. Stacy going to take over 3rd now. As time is winding down, can Javan Candy hold on to this one? Javan working his way around. Oh, and Molinsky falls back again. He's now 4 seconds out of the lead now. Javan Candy, 40 seconds left to go. He's going to get 2 more laps in here on this one. Javan Candy through the switchbacks. Marcin Malinski, you can see how hard he's pushing right now. Laying down some fast laps. Molinsky onto the back straight right there. He is on fire here in this one. Up and over the triple cross the line there. A 29 flat. Fastest lap of the race right there. Marcin Malinski. Molinsky trying to close that gap up. 10 seconds left on the master clock. Javan Candy. Can he make it one more lap? And time is going to expire. He's not going to get the free lap right now. Marcin Malinski pushing hard. One final time through the rhythm section. Javan Candy's going to get it. Marcin Malinski. Oh, a huge mistake on the back straightaway. Tumbles off the track. He's back on the track. Marcin Malinski into the rhythm section now. Working his way. Oh, and another mistake for Marcin Malinski. Molinsky having all sorts of trouble. And Marcin Malinski has been defeated. Javan Candy taking the win. Marcin Malinski second. Matthew Stacy third. What a race here from Silver Dollar Raceway.